Hey YouTube, it's me, Jim the Giant. So, sorry I haven't made a video for a while. I've had some pretty big life changes, so I've been pretty busy. But I thought I'd come back today, and today I'm going to be dealing with the Protein World controversy. So, for those of you who don't know about this, Protein World released this advert, and we've had feminists, social justice warriors, and the fat acceptance movement just collectively losing their fucking shit about it. So of course they've been called sexist, they've been called fat shamers, they've had people wishing their company would just disappear and all sorts of that stuff just because of this one advert. It really is actually quite a complex topic regarding the whole social justice thing and the fat acceptance movement, my thoughts about it and the economic matters. So I didn't really know how I was going to approach this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to respond to an article which The Guardian released about it. Am I Beachbody Ready? Advertisers, that's none of your business, by Rhiannon Lucy Coslet. I'm sorry, but if the advertisers are selling a product which will help you become Beachbody Ready, in your opinion, then it kind of is their business. You know, it's that's exactly why they have that slogan. Brands will continue their sexist advertising tactics for as long as we let them. It's time to resist. Well, these protein companies, they advertise towards men 90% of the time, or possibly more. Is it sexist when they do it towards men? Any rational person would say no. But, you know, when it happens, when they show an advert for women to help women, that's suddenly sexist. Descending into the dark, putrid bowels of London Underground was quite a shock. Well, yeah, I'm sure for an upper middle class woman like yourself, I'm sure it was an absolutely traumatizing experience. But you know, for people who aren't as privileged as you, it's just a part of everyday life, and you know, then they don't find it horrific because they haven't lived such a pathetic, sheltered life as you. I hadn't realised quite how much my field of vision was occupied without my consent by images and messages that want to sell me stuff. Are you honestly comparing having an advert in front of you to being raped? Is that honestly what you're doing there? And yeah, I'm sorry, but you know, those advertisements help subsidise the underground, and that makes your tickets cheaper. You know, for somebody with as much money as you, I'm sure that isn't an issue. But for most people, I think they'd rather deal with the adverts, which bear under no obligation to sit and watch or to look at all. They'd rather deal with that and have slightly cheaper tickets. Ladies, are your bodies beach body ready? It's the question we should all be asking ourselves now that it's April and the tediously predictable cycle of bikini-related cynicism has kicked into gear. It may not make much grammatical sense. Yeah, it does. I'm sure some of your stuff doesn't. I haven't really been looking out too much. But okay. But any woman who has noticed the massive billboards plastering our public transport system this week knows what the question really means. Bitch, you do not speak for every woman, just as I don't speak for every man. It's your body, the incredibly complex, awe-inspiring physical vessel that carts around your brain and equipment for breathing, excreting, digestion, and so much more, and perhaps even growing a new life within it. Currently at the level of slimness determined as attractive according to Western notions of female beauty, such that it can be exposed to fellow human beings on the beach without causing unnecessary trauma. Yeah, your body is incredibly complex. It's a very, very complex machine, and that's all the more reason to try to look after it, and try to keep your body fat within a healthy range, etc. You know, it does all of your movement and everything. That's kind of a good reason to be interested in fitness. And, I mean, it's not just Western notions of female beauty. You make it sound like there's some sort of evil elite living in a lair trying to determine what people should find attractive, when, no, it's the other way round. People tend to find a particular type of physique attractive, and their marketers respond to that. And yeah, I'm sorry, but people will find slim, athletic women attractive because it's healthy. Once you go beyond the healthy body and body fat range, you put yourself at risk of all sorts of other diseases. It turns out to actually be more unhealthy than smoking. So they're promoting health. They're not even promoting beauty. It's a protein company. They're involved in health and fit. They're interested in promoting health and fitness. My own slogan would probably be deemed overly long by the advertisers, who happen in this case to be Protein World, hawkers of supplements. Yeah, they sell supplements. What was the point in even remarking on that? I'm not even a huge supporter of the supplement industry. I think they have their place. They do also do a lot of things wrong, but this instance is not one of those times. They want you to look at a picture of a woman in a bikini and feel bad about yourself. No, they want you to see a picture of a woman with an attainable physique and inspire you. And if you want to look like that yourself, then perhaps consider buying their products. That's what they're trying. That's the message they're trying to put out. I mean, for fuck's sake, if a university had a billboard up, would that be retard shaming? Would that be shaming people who aren't clever enough to, or are too lazy to actually get a degree and that kind of thing? Is a car company advertising poor shaming? What the fuck? You seem to just make a special exception for people being for obesity and poor health. Yeah, if the advert was showing some morbidly obese person saying, "Do you want to look like this disgusting slob?" you'd have a point, but that's not what they are fucking doing. Okay, I didn't actually finish this bit. Let's carry on. This may not be an appealing proposition for you. Perhaps you have a fondness for cheese on toast, or the consumption of protein shakes by men in your life, and their subsequent odour emissions have bred a seething dislike of Holland and Barrett. Perhaps, like me, it's a bit of both. Well, okay, I'm glad that we have a social justice warrior feminist fucker who actually admits that fondness for cheese on toast is why they don't look like a fitness model. Be prepared for some backlash there. You might not know it, but a lot of the fat acceptance movement seem to think that obesity is genetic, and that no matter what they do and no matter what they try, they can never get fit. Just ridiculous. It's strange coming back to a world of advertisement when you've been away. I've just visited Cuba where there's no adverts at all. Yeah, what a surprise. Feminist loves communism. Perhaps you count the odd bit of graffiti proclaiming socialism as death. No, that's not an advertisement. That's an expression of somebody's thoughts. They're not actually selling you a product there, and there's not some kind of dichotomy between socialism and communism. There's a spectrum, and there's plenty of other options there as well, so no, it's not an advert. On my return, descending into the dark, putrid bowels of the London Underground system was quite a shock. I don't know a huge amount about Cuba. I mean, is it really that much cleaner everywhere? I doubt it, but no, maybe I'm wrong. I hadn't realised quite how much my field of vision is completely occupied without my consent. Okay, yeah, we've covered this stuff. And being a woman is usually based on claims that will make me look better. Yeah, they do that for men as well. Protein companies especially advertise towards men. But, yeah, it's only sexist when it's done towards women, apparently. And, let's face it, as a woman, the only thing which is expected of you is to be attractive. Men have a lot more pressure on them as well. They have perhaps less pressure to be physically attractive, but they do have pressure to be a high, and they have a lot more pressure to be earning money and to be in a better job and that kind of thing. I mean, try being a man and going out with a woman and then losing your job. I mean, I've lost quite a few girlfriends the second I've lost a job. I'm not gonna be bitching about that because that's their prerogative. Prerogative. That's their prerogative. They want to be with a man who's earning them money, who's earning money and buying them things, and that's fine. I've got no right to try and tell them how to live their life. I don't want to go out with that kind of woman, but I'm not going to try and tell them how they're going to live their life. Okay. The sheer volume of it was alarming. One advert for a makeup brand showing a spread eagle woman was repeated 6 or 7 times in the case of just in case the initial message, lipstick, I think, hadn't got through. Okay, I'm just going to come out and say I think you're fucking lying about that advert. I've seen quite a few other feminists just outright lie in cases like that, or just exaggerate these sort of things beyond all recognition. So I'm just putting out there that I think you're full of shit. It's difficult to determine how many adverts humans are exposed to on a daily or even yearly basis. If you're going to bitch about grammar, then you should have said yearly or even daily basis. It's a small point, but you seem to think grammar is that significant. One study estimated that by the age of 12, girls have seen 77,500 adverts, but the study is 8 years old. It must be more now. It was also commissioned by Dove for the purposes of, you guessed it, an advert. Dove is verily the Schrodinger's cat of advertisers, a brand so convinced of the merits of quantum superposition that it proclaims it doesn't buy into all of the body fascism that other companies are doing, while simultaneously selling you stuff that will supposedly make your cellulite disappear. But the cat is dead. It drank the poison the minute the words real women were uttered for the 1000th time. Okay, you don't understand the Schrodinger's cat thought experiment. The cat didn't drink the poison, it was released as a gas. A version of the experiment could be made where the cat actually drank the poison, but yeah, that's not what it actually was. You're just saying about Schrodinger's cat to make yourself look intelligent, and you failed. And yeah, you seem to think that makeup's bad, yet yeah, you're clearly wearing makeup in the picture there, and you've had your hair all cut nicely, and you've made yourself look all prim and proper. You are just as much of a hypocrite as Dove is. Now, I'm not saying I want socialism or death. It's hard to get cheese on toast in Cuba. Not to mention freedom of speech, but the visual field that is occasionally unfettered by commercialized sexism isn't too much to ask. Every fucking word there made you look like a retard. Okay, so you support freedom of speech, but you want to get adverts taken down because they offend you. And yeah, freedom of speech does only apply to governments, and governments not being able to arrest you for expressing an unpopular or controversial opinion. I understand that before I get some pedantic fuck saying about that. But you are going against you are going against the spirit of freedom of speech. And yeah, occasionally you think that most of the time you're looking at sexist adverts. I'm not looking at a sexist advert right now. There's no sexist adverts anywhere in my house. When I go for a walk outside, I don't see any sexist adverts. Do you? Where are you going? Where you see these things constantly? And it's funny how you mentioned how dirty and horrible the underground is in London. I haven't been to Cuba, but I know very little about it. But from what I've seen of communist states, they don't particularly look very clean for the most part. Feminists may fondly recall the Fiat advert slogan, "If it were a lady, it would get its bottom pinched." That one clever woman vandalised with the words, "If this was a lady, a lady with a car, she'd run you down." Okay, so yeah, feminists are advocating for attempted murder. Yeah. What a surprise! You rarely see such things these days, but the art of subvertising is alive and well on the internet. Someone has already mocked up their own version of the Protein World's ad. It simply says, "Are you fucking kidding me?" How clever, how thought-provoking. Social media also presents a plethora of options, as those who trolled the FemFresh Facebook group may remember. So swamped was it by mocking refuseniks that it led to their ridiculous woohoo for my frou-frou campaign being pulled. I'm not encouraging any of you to do the same with the Protein World. I am. So yeah, you are clearly against the spirit of free speech there. I have no idea what that other campaign is. Fuck it, let's have a look. No, we will not say woohoo for our frou-frou. Women need to talk about their bodies honestly. Okay, so some ugly screaming harpy is talking about how they should scream the word vagina. I hadn't even read that, but vagina. I've got nothing against the word vagina, but my god, that is fucking childish. What the hell is wrong with these children? Okay. Ultimately, yeah, we've already covered that bit. And I remember the only thing you need in order to be beach body ready to bask in the glorious sunshine, blah blah blah, is your body, blah blah blah. Everybody's beautiful, but yeah, some bodies really are more beautiful than others. If they weren't, then that would make the word beautiful that would make the word beautiful absolutely meaningless. And since you're not arguing that the word beautiful should be taken out of the dictionary, you clearly don't believe that either. So now that's out of the way, I'll let you know that there is actually a happy ending to this story. Protein World have decided that they're not going to buckle to the pressure of social justice warriors who probably aren't going to buy their product anyway, and they've gone on to actively mock them on their Twitter page. So why is My Protein, they're retweeting stuff, so why is My Protein World getting so much stick for this when mags like Cosmopolitan and their advertisements do the same, if not worse? If only people moaning about Protein World are... The only people moaning about Protein World are lazy people who have no motivation to be fit. Bore off, you idiots, amazing products. The best response ever from a company being attacked by feminist psychos. Yeah, all these people so far are women. That's great. It's good to see this many women who see feminism for the whiny little hate movement that it actually is. It actually says, "Are you beach body ready? Do your research." Okay, don't know what the reference was. Let's view the conversation. I should have read, "Are you fit and healthy?" instead of, "Yeah, you can't go to the beach like that." Okay. Well, at least that didn't seem to be a social justice warrior either. Protein pancakes? Yeah, good shit. Probably not the best thing for weight loss, but yeah, totally. This protein world situation is awesome. Whiners who don't work out are giving them a huge marketing platform for free. Abso-fucking-lutely. And I linked to their website down below as well. Makes no sense. Society has defined what a beach body. Society has defined what a beach body is, not them. Obesity is a growing problem. Protein world is setting goals. Absolutely. Knowing the Protein World account is usually run by a girl makes this even better. Doesn't make any difference to me, but at least it gives the feminists one less reason to complain. They're still going to pretend that it's run by some heteronormative white cis male, but at least their argument is even more invalid. I really want to thank Protein World and Fat Shamers for getting me to this place. Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Fat Shamers, for letting me know about this company. Probably going to try Protein World soon. They have a killer PR team. Hell yeah, a PR team that doesn't take any shit and actually panders to their customers rather than their critics who are never going to buy their products in the first place. Okay, so this video has been running on way too long, so I'll just share a few final thoughts about the fat acceptance movement. Now, if they were just calling out people who were abusing fat people on the street and just shouting at them, ridiculing them, stalking them, etc., I would have no problem with the fat acceptance movement. I would 100% support them. And yeah, some people can be very overweight and be completely happy in and of themselves, and understand the risks associated with it, etc. And I have no problem with that either. Who am I to tell people how they can live their life? We can't all be super fit. Some people could be happy being really overweight and not and wouldn't want to be fit and healthy even if they were given a magic pill which would do it. That's completely fine. If that's how they want to live their life, fantastic, more power to you. But the fat acceptance movement goes way further than that a lot of the time. They'll claim that obesity is genetic and that they can't do anything about it and it's physically impossible for them to lose weight. They'll claim that obesity isn't unhealthy, and some of them will even go so far as to shame people who are fit and make up unfair stereotypes about people who are athletic or muscular. And yeah, that kind of hypocrisy, those kind of lies, I do have a problem with. And I really don't think that the fat acceptance movement is empowering. Teaching people to be offended by everything they see is not empowering them. Telling someone that their situation is beyond their control, that it's completely they're completely helpless, and for them to just be happy with what they've got and not make any efforts to improve it, that is the exact opposite of empowerment. The fitness community, telling people that they can achieve these goals, that they can lose the weight, that if they want to put on the muscle, that they can do it, that they can, if they want to, they can run a 5-minute mile, or possibly even a 4-minute mile if they're genetically gifted. That is true empowerment, and that is what I'm trying to promote. So thanks for watching, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.